Hey, I'm Crantonimo with Vortex Media, and in this video, we're going to go over 3 different apps for you to have an automated source of truth for your business company-wide. This will enable you to have a lot more automation in sharing knowledge across your organization and locations without so much work. No more employees need to go through different departments to find information. You can not only have everything organized across all of your applications that you use, but also have AI assistants built in. I'm a Fortune 50 tech lead. I've worked in companies from Fortune 500 up to Fortune 50, pre-revenue up to late-stage startups in many different industries, including military consulting, fintech, technical software, with different teams across the US, including some really amazing teams in Silicon Valley. I'm using my experience as a tech lead to give you really great applications to automate many important parts of your business. This will allow you to spend much less effort and time on the back end of your business and a lot more time on curating the best possible experience for your customers. The 3 knowledge-based source of truth applications we're going to review today are Slight, Nuclino, and Slab. All have their strengths and weaknesses, and all are for different people. Start with Slight. The pros of Slight: they have a very well-designed and intuitive user experience, automated AI agents to help you keep your knowledge organized, and it's a lot less tedium in having to go in and do housekeeping every so often. This removes a lot of that struggle. And it's really built for a lot of different use cases. They have solutions that work really well with HR, operations, sales support, and many different templates for many different kinds of business and businesses' needs. They have a really great onboarding experience that lays out everything that you need to know about the application. Nice channel organization so I can have different collections of information for different teams. It's really easy for me to add a collection of documentation for certain items and then add files right in. It has some integrations available as well. So if you're using Slack or Trello or Jira, even GitHub for software folks, they have a wealth of templates available, so you don't feel like you're starting from scratch whenever you're trying to create a new file. For now, we'll just do a company handbook. It gives me this really great organized template with all these mission statements, value, remote work setup stuff. I can use that and customize it. So now in my new document file, I have these sub files that have this important information that my team needs to know when they onboard. In this file, let's say this file gets pretty big. I can ask this document on information about it. So here I can say, where do employees work? Employees work in their own houses. And then what do employees need? Desk, a laptop. You can see my agenda here. I'm going to go somewhere else. I'm going to say, what is my agenda to the global AI search? A review on best source of truth knowledge bases powered with AI. And then I can click on it and it'll take me right to where I wrote that down and where it got it from. Some of the cons. It's not the cheapest option available. It's relatively decently priced. It's $8 per user per month. It has some of the basic features available. And then in order to search across the different platforms that you might be using, you have some Slack messages that have different information in them. And you kind of forgot where they were, but you need it to be referenced in your knowledge base. That's where this enterprise search will come into handy. And also the single sign-on, that's $20 per user per month. A little bit more expensive. Actually, not billed yearly, it's $25 per month. But the basic stuff you get for $10 per month. There's no free tier for this software. You have to start a trial. They really should have a free tier. It's not great that they don't, but they do have a decent free trial that's 2 weeks long, which is pretty good. There's some weird quirks about this software sometimes. There is a delay on how well the AI assistant is able to get information. Let's say I update this. I do a heading 1, work uniform. And I say everyone needs to wear a funny hat. And then I go back to my private channel and I say, what is the work uniform? It can't answer the question. So there's a noticeable delay. It won't actually save it to the AI's memory for a little while, but after a little bit, if I come back in like 10 minutes or so and I ask the same question, it will be able to retrieve that data. So who is Slight for? Slight's for pretty much everybody. It's really great for any kind of business, any kind of team. It can get a little bit pricier than the other options, but there's so much automation. It's so amazing to be able to just ask the AI assistant when it, has time to update its context so that it knows where to get information. All these private channels, managing people. There's so many different features that are really cool and incredibly useful. They're not overbearing, so you can use the software, and as you keep using it, you learn more stuff. Really good knowledge management. People can request for leadership to verify documentation, so leadership can slap a star on there and say, yep, this is the good stuff. I really highly recommend this platform. For our next example, we have Nuclino. Nuclino is kind of a Notion, Confluence, Jira, Trello replacement. Definitely one of the cheaper options. It has a free tier, which is really nice, so you can see if it's actually going to be useful for you. $6 per user per month. Actually, $8 per user per month when billed monthly. 10 gigs of storage per user. It has a lot of malleability, a lot of freedom. It's very simple. It's stripped of any fuss, so you can pretty much customize this as to whatever degree you want to. Very simple, easy to access AI sidekick. It doesn't give you very many credits, so I've already used up all my credits to use that and search for things. There's a lot of different ways to view your documentation in a board, in a big table, even in a node graph where I can see my main source is my company wiki. These are the branches and how the branches kind of work off in different documents. Click them and I can see anything that's going on in here. Cons, though this is potentially useful for any business type because it's so customizable, it really is specifically geared towards software and tech. So if you're not in software and tech, the main reason that you would use this is because it's a little bit cheaper and you want a lot of malleability, and maybe you use Atlassian products such as Trello, Jira, and Confluence. Pretty much geared to the people that don't want to pay for Confluence, Jira, Trello, and they are familiar with how to use those tools. Pretty tough to actually know how to do anything. Just like in Atlassian products, everything feels kind of hidden. You have to know where to look. Our last example will be Slab. There's a free tier available, which is really nice. You can see if it's going to work for you. They give you quite a bit, up to 10 users for free. A lot of stuff included in the free tier. This is a very cut and dry knowledge base. If you're a software person, this replaces Confluence. If you're not a software person, you work in service business, hospitality, or anything like that, you want something that is extremely simple, no frills, somewhat easy to use, and it is just for holding company information. This is a good option for you. It's really well priced. It doesn't have any AI help, which reduces the automation part of it a little bit. If I put it on edit and I hit slash, just like any other ones, I have a lot of options here. I can import stuff from so many different applications. It is just really the most basic knowledge base, but it is really clean, really clear, very simple to use. Team settings, you can update integrations here. They have a ton of integrations available. They do give you a lot. With it not being as malleable as something like Nuclino, this is going to be tough for businesses that have very complex knowledge bases across operations. Probably going to be better for pre-revenue up to maybe mid-stage startup. It's really good for people just starting out with knowledge bases because it does give you a lot. It really makes it easy to set this up, and it integrates with what you're already using. Slight is the best all-around solution. It's just more expensive. They don't give you as much for free. AI implementations are really good, although can be some weirdness here and there, some time to update after editing, whether or not you're going to have access to it in this global AI assistant. But you can chat with AI on any document, tons of templates. They just give you so much with this one. It is really a great product. But it is for the business that really cares about the automation piece. Nuclino is going to be a lot more for software companies and for people that are extremely familiar with how to use these kinds of software. It is going to be for the person trying to replace their usage of Jira, Confluence, and Trello to track projects and handle large amounts of knowledge. And Slab is your basic knowledge base. This is really great for smaller companies, early to mid-stage startups. It's just a really simple, solid knowledge base that has really good search functionality and really great integrations. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope this helped you automate a little bit when it comes to your business's source of truth.